Yesterday, we saw Trump's military parade and also a number of No Kings protests throughout the country. And I just have some thoughts on a few images I've seen this morning. One of the images that I saw that really bothered me was apparently of a woman dressed in or draped in a flag with a crucifix and a picture of Donald Trump hanging from her necklace, side by side, just like these two images are equal. And unfortunately, many professed Christians are doing something like this. They are combining their Christian faith with patriotism and Donald Trump. And this is a witch's brew. It is straight out of the pits of hell. And yet they think they are honoring God when they do this kind of stuff. It's really disturbing. A number of other images, though, pointed out how few people really were at this parade. For instance, this image, you can see there's a couple of people on the side. Another one where there's only a couple of photographers down bottom. Around the Washington Monument, you can see there was a lot of space, with perhaps a couple of hundred people surrounding the monument. Here's another view of the Washington Monument. You can see there's plenty of room. The same here with this image. And then we have this lady wearing a t-shirt that says the Big Beautiful Military Parade. It's just a matter of time before there'll be new t-shirts with the number 2 somewhere on the front. Here's yet another image of the tanks rolling down the street. And again, we don't see that many people on the side. And I try to avoid any images of Trump because, frankly, I'm tired of looking at him. But this image is straight out of North Korea. You could easily imagine the exact same pose with Kim Jong-un. But that doesn't seem to bother Trump in the least. In fact, he has always seemed like he has desired to emulate these strongmen all around the world with his own military parade. While his military parade was going on, we also saw the No Kings in America protests around the country, some of them having very large turnouts, which is encouraging to see that many Americans recognize that Trump wants to be a king. And unfortunately, I think there are some Trump supporters who would love for him to be a king. This image says, "Oh, Canada, we're so sorry," which pretty much sums up my feelings. In this image, this woman is carrying a sign that says, "Trump, you are not God," which I found quite interesting because Bible prophecy does say that the Antichrist will one day proclaim himself to be God. Another image shows ICE arresting Jesus, which I think is probably pretty accurate. This woman had a picture that said, "No kings, no idiots either," which I thought was rather funny, as I thought this image was, which says, "I've got 99 problems, and Trump is all of them." That sign is based on an old rap song, in case you didn't know, but it does seem pretty accurate to me. Another sign that said, "Remember your ancestors were immigrants too." From Trump's military parade, there were guys showing off their drones and the attack robots, which are probably in our future. The images you see are screenshots from a Reuters article, which I read this morning, and I'll put a link down below in case you'd like to look through some other pictures as well. Now, of course, other than Trump's military parade and the No Kings protest, there are many other stories that have been in the news during the past few days, including the shootings in Minnesota, the National Guard being in Los Angeles, and of course the Iran-Israel war, which Trump seems to alternate with threatening Iran with either total annihilation or promising that there will be peace in the Middle East soon. Today he had a rather lengthy post on Truth Social, which reads, "Iran and Israel should make a deal and will make a deal, just like I got India and Pakistan to make, in that case by using trade with the United States to bring reason, cohesion, and sanity into the talks with two excellent leaders who were able to quickly make a decision and stop. Also, during my first term, Serbia and Kosovo were going at it hot and heavy, as they have for many decades, and this long-time conflict was ready to break out into war. I stopped it. Biden has hurt the longer-term prospects with some very stupid decisions, but I will fix it again." Another case is Egypt and Ethiopia and their fight over a massive dam that is having an effect on the magnificent Nile River. There is peace, at least for now, because of my intervention, and it will stay that way. Likewise, we will have peace soon between Israel and Iran. Many calls and meetings now taking place. I do a lot and never get credit for anything, but that's okay, and people understand. Make the Middle East great again. Now, other than the unintentional humor Trump placed there at the end about not getting credit for things, he does seem to be more positive than ever that he can forge a Middle East peace deal. And that just might be the case if Israel continues to cripple Iran to such an extent that they are left with no alternative than to seek out a peace arrangement that would stop their destruction. Now, that might still be a few months down the road. We'll have to wait and see. But we can tell from Trump's post that he wants to be the great peacemaker in the world. But we can also tell from his military parade that he has that side of him that will not mind at all if he has to use the might of the United States military to get his way. Finally, I want to thank everyone for their prayers, as a family member of mine is going through some serious medical problems. There's still a ways to go, but things are progressing better, and we remain hopeful. Also, hopefully, I get back to making more videos sometime later this month, including the video on Palantir, which I promised a couple weeks back, as well as other videos I promised in the past. I will endeavor to catch up on all those over the summer. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will talk to you guys soon.